Hi folks, it's Rich here, and yes, it's a Harley Benton. Now, before we get into the meat and potatoes of this, a couple of things to say. I was never going to spend this kind of money on a Harley Benton. I always saw Harley Benton, and I still do, to be frank, as a budget brand, and I had a ceiling really with Harley Benton guitars as to how much I'd ever pay for one, which is about £150. And of the 17 Harley Bentons I've had, the most expensive one was my SC Custom 2. The first time around when I bought it, it was about 190, I think, which is a lot really, but it didn't disappoint. But other than that, was never going to spend too much. The Fusions always looked of interest, but I'm not paying sort of 300, 350, 340, whatever, for a Harley Benton when there are lots of other brands around despite the specs. Because the QC can be iffy, mind you it can on any, but you know, headstock snob and all, £340 or something for one. For the second hand you can get some other nicer things. Anyway, this one was £150. It was a long drive to get it, 6.5 hours, and it is absolutely filthy. When I say filthy, I have used kitchen cleaner to get the shit off this. It was that manky, ground in muck, mank, detritus, just ugh, horrible. So we've not got off to a good start because of that. The other thing is, at the moment, I haven't managed to set it up quite right. I've played with the neck relief, so I'm blue in the face, and the action is mega low down here, almost buzzing, and it's too high up here. I've set the trem so that it's no longer floating. Yeah, it needs a bit more of a play. Anyway, let's just have a look at the physical looks of it. You've got flame roasted maple neck. Sorry, there's a bit too much light in the background really. But that's pretty. We like that. Headstock's all right. On the back, a little bit more flamey look. Just feel very smooth. Mr. Game Day in Carston, he says, you've got to get one. The roasted maple necks feel amazing. Yep, it does. I'll give you that. On top, I know this is like the Guthrie Govan kind of copy. I'm not too fussed by him, his style of playing, or the look of his guitar really. I mean, I don't dislike this, but that particular finish, you know, isn't really my major thing. Wilkinson trem, so that just pulls out. That's nicely. Core split here. Roswell HSH pickups on there. From the side, it's nicely contoured. Got a really big block under there, super big block, much bigger than any of the Squires that I've had in the past. Access heel, it's obviously 24 fret, stainless steel frets as well. Although, having said stainless, they do have a few little marks on a couple of them up here randomly. But luckily, the actual fretwork itself is great, because if you've got stainless steel frets and the fretwork is not good, that's a problem, isn't it? Really difficult to chomp down. I think the nut is possibly cut a bit high. What can I show you on here? Not a lot, not very well. But that is the look of it. Obviously you've got the truss rod adjustment wheel here. And you can see some of the grain in the back as well. Can we get that? Oh, sorry, not very well. In fact, maybe not even at all. But yeah, you can see the grain in the back. It looks like it's a 3-piece body as well. So what things can I tell you that other reviewers haven't, or maybe they have, and this is a recap? Well, the first thing I suppose is, how does the neck actually feel? What can you relate it to give you an idea if you're going to buy one of these online, which you probably would only be able to? I think it feels like a Mexican Strat C. It's not quite as chunky up by the nut, but I think it feels very similar. Now it's a 12-inch radius, not a 9.5, so I get that, but it doesn't feel overly flat. But in terms of how fat that feels in the hand, if you think Mexican Fender Strat, you won't be far wrong on how that feels. So that's that. It's light as well. I weighed it to just about 3 kilos. It's about 6.6 pounds ish, something like that. So it's just over. So it's light. So that's good. for those people who like a light guitar. And obviously you've got lots of different tone options. Now, I've literally just restrung it and I've been stretched the strings a little bit, but they're not perfect. So I apologise now for any slightly out of tuneness, but we're going to go through a few tones. I know everybody does this. If you're not interested, oh, why isn't that timed up? Then you can switch off. Before we do some tones, I bought a Blackstar ID Core V3, the 20 watt amp, just recently, because it can take a pedal and I've got a bit more oomph than my old 10 watt one. But you know what? I'm disappointed with it. I know you sound surprised. Oh, Rich is disappointed with something. Yeah, disappointed. It's really boomy. It's just too bassy, really. You know, maybe if you're practicing with other players with other instruments, you need that. Mind you, I don't know if 20 watt amp would really be enough for that. But yeah, it's not as clear at all, I don't think, as the 10 watt version. Yeah. Anyway. Let's have one very super quick tune. Now, what I'm going to do is, it's on a clean channel at the moment, and I've got the tone right up on the tone pot. We're going to test this out because the tone pot's not very good. And ow, what you bugger. It's where I snip the string. These are only ball super slinkies, they're 9s. And this is a heavy pick, a Paul Reed Smith heavy pick. In fact, let's just take this out for a second so it's out of my way. Let's just address the tone pot, shall we? That's with the tone. So on the neck pickup, full humbucker, full tone. Let's turn it down by about a third. Turn it back up. Sounds the same. Let's get it to about half. Okay. Now we're getting a bit darker. All the way off. Now, it's not just on or off, which is a good thing, but it's either dark or really dark. How does it sound? This one isn't that, I mean, it's better than a lot of guitars that are just on or off, I'll give it that, but I was just thinking back to my PRS 245. That tone pot was really responsive. It sort of kept the clarity of the pickups, of the sound, but it just, yeah, literally just rolled it on or off, you know? This just goes muddy, really. Anyway. It's the neck. Oh, one other little thing I was going to say, the way this is set up as well. See, the strings do not go through those pole pieces very well, especially on the high E and the B string. They are really not very good. Right, so the neck and the middle. Just the middle on its own, which is, the middle's nice, I think. Quite jangly, sounds kind of stratty, which is good, sort of what you want really. Let's put that in a sec. And then the bridge and the middle. Bridge. right through those quickly and coil splitted on all of them. So neck, this is what it sounded like on humbucker. Next position, split, split. Super thin. Middle split. Fun enough to do anything. It's only a single core ops. And then probably the worst sound of the lot is the bridge split. George for me when I go clean them windows. Horrible. Anyway, there's a lot of noises there. Overdrive channel. I don't play metal. I love metal, don't play it. Next position, just mud, 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 glorious mud. Now, I've got here the treble on the amp maxed out. I've got the gain right up. One of the tones I do like, and if you've seen any of my other videos, you'll know I'm all about the neck pickup. With the, which overdrive this one? Not mega over, this is like sort of crunchy overdrive, but the gain's right up. I think it's still got quite a smooth neck pickup sound. This is on the humbucker mode on the neck. Does this guitar sustain well? Not especially. So the louder you've got it and the more overdrive, the better it is, but now I'm a bit sad, and I remember ages and ages ago with my Squire Bullet, I timed how long a note held, and then I think I was comparing it to a different Harley Benton, HSH ST20, I think. And I think they were like 8-9 seconds or something like that. This just about gets there. It's a struggle. And I get there's other things that are at play. You pick up heights, you pick, you just lots of stuff really. But don't get this thinking it's a sustain monster. The stainless steel frets, by the way, for bends, they do feel absolutely amazing. They really do. They are very, very nice. I'll give it that. And I think, although I've only had it yesterday and only had a little bit of a play around with it, first impressions on the trem and its staying in tune seem good. Obviously it's got locking tuners, that makes a big difference. It's got a Tusk nut up here as well. So I've got a feeling it will stay in tune pretty well. So yes, what are my overall thoughts on this? Well, I need to take away from the fact that it was absolutely filthy and grim and horrible when I got it. But what do I think? I think I need to play around with it a bit more to find out which tones I think I like from it. It's got 9 different options. I think I'm probably going to like about 3. Are they all usable? Maybe not, but most of them for different things. The roasted maple neck, super smooth. It feels lovely. The stainless steel frets, they feel absolutely great as well. And it's familiar territory with the neck. Like I say, even though it's a 12-inch radius, it doesn't feel flat really. It just feels easy to get your hands around. And being a 24 fretter as well, it's obviously you've got more options right up here, but you can, with the way this neck, the heel joint is, you can reach those, so that's all right. I think it's okay. Is it going to stay? No, it's not going to stay. It will have to stay for the time being because that's all I can afford. It's, I dare say it for my regular viewers, and thank you for those who are. When funds allow, I'm going to get another PRS. Yeah, I was just thinking since I sold that, the pickups on that for a stock guitar, and I appreciate it's a £500 to £600 guitar, so it's not cheap. It's not, you know, that's not expensive. But I thought the pickups on that 245 were really versatile. They sound ever so good. I loved the neck pickup, was super creamy on it. But if you played with the volumes and the tones, you could really dial it off and do different things with it. As you saw in some of my playing videos, you could get some nice clean tones out of it, and yeah, it was just good. The neck on it, not my favourite, I guess, on that PRS, but everything else about it, yeah, it just feels. In fact, it probably feels like an even more expensive than sort of £500 guitar. Really, it was just bob on. So I shouldn't have messed about with Savannah. Should have kept her. Anyway, this, if you can pick one up for £150 like I've done, then yeah, absolutely. You've got all those tonal options and it's got some nice features on it. And if you like the look of it, great. It's not heavy, it's not going to break your back. It's going to do some good stuff. Pickups are okay, and I think all the reviewers say that. But yeah, £340 for a new one. No, absolutely not. Right, please like, subscribe, comment. What else do people do? Oh, thumbs down and troll. Right, Rich out.